Let's see. Let's go. Welcome to the call. We said this is going to be a 3-day training for you guys. So we have a handful of new folks on here. So what I wanted to do is kind of start from the basics. Most of you guys should already know, some of the information you're going to see, but it's okay because the more you go over things, sometimes you hear something different that may click on for you. So we want to make sure, everybody knows how to identify what we call impulse, and also, when you get a notification from the impulse scalper, what you're looking for and how do you react to it. All right, so that's going to be the game changer. Now I know I stopped counting today. Paul, Jennifer, did we had an accurate number of impulses or notifications that went off today?
Yeah, I haven't counted. They were still
Haven't
going on
counted?
till like
I counted
less
what
than an
was
hour
in
ago.
I counted what was in the telegram and I stopped at 30.
Okay, yeah. So, guys, when I say, with us adding 8 pairs to this impulse scalper is powerful, but if it's powerful if you know what you're looking at and you know how to react to it. All right. If you have no clue on what you're looking for or what's going on and you're just getting trades, then it's not going to be helpful to you. You're not going to capitalize on it. All right. So this is why we wanted to kind of do a refresher. Also, I needed a refresher for myself too, because this impulse scalper has made us lazy traders. So we don't want to become lazy traders. We want to make money definitely, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure we understand what we're looking at. So I want everybody to make sure you have something to write with. I want you guys to be interactive with me today. All right, that means if you have to unmute yourself and ask questions, that's what I want you to do. If you don't unmute yourself and you're shy and you want to ask questions in the chat, I'm sure we have people in the chat that's going to help us answer them. But if you want to learn, remember, I know how to trade. I know what the impulse is. I know what to look for. A handful of folks on this call know how to do it. We're here to support the new folks or people that still puzzled on what they're looking at, and we're here to help. So if you sit on this call, this is going to be my biggest pet peeve. If you sit on this call and you do not ask one question and you still confused or lost at the end of the call, then do me a favor. You might as well cancel your membership. Don't even try to come on the call, because the reason we're doing these calls is so you can understand it. And I was always told as a child, if you don't understand something, you ask a question. And if the person that's training you are responsible to help you get further in what you're looking for, if they cannot answer the question and they don't go and find the answer for you and come back and bring you the answer, then you're in the wrong circle. So you need to ask somebody else. So my job is to try to get as much information as possible to you guys. And trust me, I don't know everything. I'll be the first to tell you, I do not know everything about trading. There's a lot of stuff that you guys probably know more than me, and stuff that I go to people like Paul, Jennifer when they ask for trade. I mean, Jamal. I mean, I could go on. I don't know everything. So if you hear me say, Paul, can you answer this question? More than likely it's because I don't know it, and that's why I have somebody in my circle that's more knowledgeable than me, or around the same area as me. So if I'm lacking something, they can pick up my weakness. All right. So your job on this call on these next 3 days, if you're lost or if you don't have an understanding of what we're doing, is to try to peel out as much information as possible. If you leave these calls and you're still confused and you haven't asked any questions, or you haven't basically tried to grasp what we're doing or what it is you should be looking for, then you're doing yourself a bad favor. Like you should be asking a million questions. And I will not leave these calls until all the questions answered. That's just my memo. I don't leave unless everybody have all the answers, questions answered. I don't leave nobody behind. All right. So the goal is to start from the beginning. And if you don't understand something, I know we're recording. We're going to do live recording and post it. So if people hear a million questions, that's on them. You know, they should have been on the call to ask their own questions. But we're going to do a live feed where everybody can ask whatever they want. You know, if you have questions on other pairs, you know, that we're adding to the scalper, we have folks that's on the call that actually did the back testing on that particular pair. And if they're not on there, then we'll get Paul. You know, Paul is the go-to guy. But we'll get Paul to do what he do. So, Paul, make sure you're not calling you in a heartbeat. So make sure you're not trading. Make sure your screens are free. All right? All right, guys. So this is what I'm going to do. We're going to start. So what from a show of ones in the chat, do we have any brand new traders? First 2 weeks. Actually, the first month. If you have any first month traders, type 1 in the chat for me. There you go. So we have a lot of new folks. Okay. So there you go. We have a lot of new traders. Now, if you've been in trading for about 2 to 6 months and the light bulbs still haven't been off for you, go ahead and type 2 in the chat. If you're still kind of puzzled or you still have, you're still kind of clueless or you're trying to find a way, who's that sharing their screen? Somebody share their screen. Paul, can you stop that for me? Paul, do you see it, Paul?
Don't even know how that happened.
Who's that? Okay, so let's see.
It's Wilbert Schmidt's screen. So
I was
Wilbert
going to say Schmidt.
Yeah.
That's a first.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, I need help over here. Help make it happen. Can you? Okay.
What he's doing is sharing his screen. So he has to unshare his screen so you get the screen back.
Oh yeah.
How did he take it though? That's
okay, Paul. If we can do it, Paul, just remove him and then he left to add back. I think you're the host. There you go. All right. So we have a lot of 2s and we have a lot of 1s. So what does that mean? It's okay to start from the beginning. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. Everybody can see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. And then while I'm here, is Roxy, are you on the call?
Yes, sir.
You know I need you on this, right?
Okay.
All right. All right, guys. So everybody came on board. They saw this opportunity of trading the foreign exchange market. Me personally, a year and 3 months ago, February of last year, I had no clue on what Forex even stand for. I didn't know what trading currencies was. I didn't know none of that. All right. I knew about stocks, but I didn't know what Forex was. All right. So when you first sign up, we signed up with IML. So the very first thing I tell anybody to do is go through the basics. Watch the basics, and after you watch the basics, then if you want to be a scalper or follow my strategy, then you actually can come through and watch my intro and kind of watch my training. All right. But it starts off with IML Academy in the basics. All right. So what does Forex stands for? Basically, it stands for the foreign exchange market. All right. You're trading the currency pairs. So it's basically one country's currency versus another country's currency. Currency is money. All right. So when people say, oh, if the stock market crash, you can't trade Forex no more. That meant if the Forex market crash, basically, I think that's the end of the world. Because every place you go, every country, for you to survive, every country is going off of currency, money. Every country. So if the Forex market crashes, I personally think that's the end of the world. I mean, it's going to be hard for any country to survive after, the Forex market crash. So basically, examples of the currency pairs is you have Euro versus USD, which is the euro versus the US dollar. You have USD versus JPY, which is the US dollar versus Japanese yen. GBP versus USD, which is the British pound versus the US dollar, and so on. So you have different country currencies, which is their money. All right. Now, before I go further, what affects these currency pairs? The politics can affect it. The economy of that country can affect it. Like, for example, we was going through historical times with, I think we're still going through it with Great Britain with the Brexit. So stuff like that affects the currency, the strength of that country's money. All right. So what you're doing is, you're basically identifying or which direction that country currency is going to go. If it's going to go, if it's going to strengthen against, the other country pair that is versus, then you would want to jump in as a buy and you make money as the market goes up. Vice versa, if that currency pair is going to, weaken versus the other pair there, versus, then you're going to jump in as a seller and make money as it go down. All right. Now, here's the thing. This is my number one thing I like to do. Everybody type in the chat KISS. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm stupid. I'm not calling you stupid. That is my whole theory about foreign exchange. When I started, it took me 3 months to even understand what I was looking at. So my whole thing was, when I started to train and teach people this strategy, I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. All right, so anybody can understand how to enter and exit a trade, how to trade with my strategy. So that's my thing. Keep it simple, stupid. So anytime the light bulb goes off for you tonight, I just want you to type KISS. Just type it out. Just type it out of the blue. Type in the chat, and that means something went off in your head that you didn't know and you learned. KISS. All right. So few things you have to understand. The terminologies. We have something called a PIP. You're going to hear us say PIP a lot. PIP. Percent in profit. I want you to think of PIPs being money. If I make PIPs, if I catch PIPs, I'm making money. If I'm losing PIPs, I'm losing money. PIPs is percent in profit. This is the change in price of the exchange rates. As the market go up, it goes up in PIPs. As it go down, it goes down in pips. All right. So pips is which, and please take notes. It is going to be recorded, but take notes. Ask questions. Like I said, you can record this also. All right. Now, another thing you need to understand is your lot size. The lot size is the currency unit you will buy or sell. Now, this is going to be key. This is going to work along with your trading account balance. All right. So right now we teach, and I have a spreadsheet. We're going to go over that too in the training process. But you're going to have a trading account balance. And, first, before you actually trade live, I recommend everybody trade your demo account until you're comfortable. Don't be in a rush to go make this money live. Learn the strategy first, follow it, because the money is going to follow. You're going to make the money, I promise you, if you learn this. But if you rush to go trade live, you can risk your money and lose, by not understanding it. So it's more important to understand the information first and trade your demo and then go live. So when you're live, you're comfortable in the market, you're not panicking, you're not making the wrong decisions, and you understand what you're looking at. All right, so your lot size, we tell you to risk 1 to 3% of your account. So for example, I want y'all to follow me with this. Now, this is my simple way. Remember I said KISS, keep it simple, stupid. So if you hear me say some things and you know another way of doing it, that's okay. That's just how my brain works. It's simple. I like numbers, keep it simple. All right, so y'all follow me for a second, because with this lot size, the reason it's so important is because I want you to visualize real quick. Visualize yourself going into a grocery store. Okay, are y'all with me? Visualize yourself going into a grocery store, and you have some items, and you're at the cashier, and the cashier tells you your bill is $50. Okay, and you hand the cashier $100 bill. Right? Are y'all with me? And the cashier in returns gives you $20 for your change. What are you going to do? You're going to basically say, hey, where's the rest of my money? Right? So with that being said, you have to understand how your money works before you even get in a trade. Because if you don't know how your money is working before you get in a trade, or what to expect after you hit your take profits, after you accomplish the goal of that trade, then you don't know what you're trading for. So just like you're in a grocery store and you're expecting $50 change from the cashier because your bill is $50 and you give her 100, when you jump into a trade, you need to know exactly how much you're going to make. Are y'all following me? Type some chat. Y'all going to interact with me today. Type some ones in the chat or something. You have to know exactly what you're going to make. All right? So, with your lot size, we tell you 1 to 3% of your trading account balance. All right? So, if you, let's just say you have $100 in your trading account, 1 to 3% means you're going to trade comfortably 0.01 as your lot size, which is 1 cent. Or if you want to max it out, 3% would be 0.03, which is 3 cents. All right? It's going to make sense. Trust me, if you're brand new, just take notes, write notes down. It's going to make sense in a minute. So if we're trading, if we know that's our lot size, if you have 1 cent, 0.01, every 10 pips, remember we talked about pips, PIP, percent in profit. We shoot for 10 pips at a time. So for every 10 pips you accomplish in the market on a 1 cent lot size, you're going to make $1. You're going to make $1. So if your lot size is 0.01, after 10 pips, you're expecting to have $1 minus the commissions from the broker. Okay? If you're trading 3 cents, you're expecting off for 10 pips, $3. Follow me with this. If you're trading 5 cents and you catch 10 pips, you're expecting $5. If you're trading 10 cents and you catch 10 pips, you're expecting $10. 20 pips for $20. I'm sorry, 10 pips at 20 cents is $20. 30-cent lot size at 10 pips is $30. 50-cent lot size with 10 pips, $50. 75 cents, $75. 90 cents, $90. $1, 10 pips, $100. So here's the thing. We have right now over 180 people on this call right now. I can call a trade and everybody gets in this trade at the same time. Our lot size is going to determine how much money you make. So my lot size may be different than your lot size. Everybody's lot size may be different. So you have to know how much money you're expecting to make with the lot size. If you have $2 for your lot size, 10 pips is $200. $5 for your lot size, 10 pips is $500. A $10 lot size, 10 pips is $1,000. So we all focusing on 10 pips, but our lot size is different. The lot size is the money that you're gonna make. That's the currency unit you will buy or sell. All right? This is how you make money. This is gonna show you how to leverage your account correct and expect the money you're actually shooting for. So when we're talking about compound interest, and when we go over the spreadsheet, you're gonna understand what this lot size stands for. What does it mean? What role does it play in the trading space? Plays a big role. Trust me when I say that. So you want to understand, you don't want to over leverage. You don't want to try to get a bigger lot size when you're not supposed to. So a safe zone is 1% of your account. If you want to push it, 3% max. Okay? All right, TP. That's the word you want to hear, guys. TP stands for take profit. That means it's my money and I want it now. Bam, I'm out. That means the market hit your take profit, the margins that you set it for, you made money, it pulled you out of the market, and you're done. You don't even have to be looking at the trade for you to jump out of the trade. So if you're in a buy, you know, like I said, we're going to shoot for 10 pips. And 10 pips is just because this is what I started trading with Dr. K, and our thing was 10 pips and dip. And I did it for 3 months. So they say if you do something consecutive for about 20-something days, it becomes a habit. Well, 10 pips and dip is my habit, and it's a good habit. All right? So if you buy, I want you to picture this. You're going to do some picturing all day long, guys. If you hear the word buy, for you to make money, the market has to go up. If you hear the word sell, for you to make money, the market has to go down. Okay? So when we want the market to go up and down, we're just shooting for 10 pips. That means it went up 10 pips or it went down 10 pips. So buy goes up 10 pips, sell goes down 10 pips. You can say it another way. Buy, you want to add 10 pips. Sell, you're going to subtract 10 pips. All right? Stop loss, depending on the strategy you're using, most people use it differently. With my strategy, I wait until my trade gets in profit at least 4 to 5 pips, and I put my stop loss in profit. But the stop loss is basically what you're willing to risk, okay? And then you can trail your stop loss into your take profit, all right? Most of the time, the reason I use my stop loss differently is because my accounts are leveraged correct. So when your account is leveraged correct, you don't really have to sweat, you know, about you blowing your account. And then I do weekly withdrawals. So most of the time, if the market was to drop drastically, I've been profiting so much. All right? Leveraging, this goes back to that lot size. So with your broker, you should be leveraged 1 to 200 or 200 with different broker. Remember this, write this down big. Greed can cause over leveraging. If you are greedy, the market will slap you into reality. You can't break this market. You cannot. I tried it. And I'm far, far, far away from doing it. I'm talking so far I can, it's impossible. There's so much money running through, $5.3 trillion per day. And that's not even crypto. So there's nobody in here that can break the market. You can make a lot of money. Like one the web says, she just won the crumbs, you know, that's falling from it. You know, and the crumbs could be thousands and thousands of dollars. All right. One of the ways, you know, I found that you can avoid over leveraging is basically setting goals. You know, I'm a firm believer of setting goals in anything I do. I have multiple businesses that's successful, and my whole thing is setting goals. Even when I'm training you guys, you know, I talk to Paul all day long. Me and him set goals all day long. You know, and you know, I call him, you know, today. I'm setting goals. Hey, this is our goal. You know, this is what we're shooting for. You know, and we keep pushing until we achieve that goal. You know, like coming back from 2 slow weeks from, you know, focus on GJ. You know, everybody can tell the momentum, you know, was down. I said, Paul came off the cruise ship, walking off the cruise ship. I said, Paul, my goal this week is to get the momentum back, get everybody back excited, get everybody back making money consistently. Regardless of what the market is doing, we're going to make money. And I kid you not, we got some excitement going. And by that, you know, when you have a goal, you have to have plans to back it up. So I didn't just say, Paul, we want to get people excited. And then I come in and I say, hey, we're going to get excited. And then I don't have no plans to back it up. So I came in with a goal, right? And my plans to back that goal up, to accomplish that goal, was to sacrifice every day and do a training to refresh everybody, to get all the new folks up to par on what they need to look for. Paul, are you here? Is this a true statement or not?
Very true.
So, you know, I tell people all the time, a goal without plans is just a dream. If I just was to say I want to get people excited, get people back going, and I don't have no actions behind it, no plans behind it, I can dream on. If you're sitting on this call and you say you want to make a lot of money from this Forex market, you want to change your financial situation from this Forex market, you want to buy a new car, cash, you want to pay for your house, cash, you want to pay for your student loans, you want to be debt-free, cash, you want to pay all that. If you just sit and you say that, and you don't have no plans or no plans or actions to back it up, you're just dreaming. So dream on. I'll be the first to tell you, it's just a dream. But if you say you want to pay for this cash, you want to be debt-free, you want to buy a new car, you want to be financially free, and then you say, well, you know what? I'm going to plug in every day to some trainings. I'm going to plug in every day to IML Academy. I'm going to plug in every day to IML TV. I'm going to plug in every day to DJ trainings, whatever the case may be. I'm going to focus on hitting 10 pips at a time. I'm going to master this strategy. I'm going to master whatever strategy. And you have plans every day to back it up. I guarantee you're going to turn that goal and that dream into reality. I had no clue. When I tell you guys, I put this on everything I love. I had no clue how to trade. No clue. And in the month of April, I've cleared over $70,000 in the month of April. 1 month. 1 month. You can imagine a year ago, not knowing nothing about trading. Everything you see here was me plugging. I had to be smart about it. I put my time in, and anybody that's been following, you know, me from the beginning. I'm talking about the very beginning when I first took this money team over to the Bahamas. You know, it was just Jamal Green, Edwin Pinder, Cornell Raman. You know, we had folks like Violet that was in the beginning. You know, folks in the very beginning that's been with me from day one that said yes to me when I didn't even know what I was doing. I was doing training calls every Sunday from back then. Basically, we was telling people the wrong information then, but I was still trying to teach them. We was telling people to trade 10% of your account. Wrong. We learned a lot of lessons. But from back then, that was the goal, to make sure we can get so many people to be successful traders. And fast forward a year later, there's thousands of people following me right now. I didn't stop. So that my goal was to basically be a successful trader and to master this thing, make a lot of money. But I had plans behind it. I had a lot of sacrifices every single Sunday. There's very few Sundays you see me miss on trainings. And it wasn't for me, it was to train folks that trusted what I said and joined what I was telling them for over a year. So that's when you have to put in the work. You have to put in the work. Don't try. Somebody said something so powerful today. Don't shortcut it. Don't try to shortcut this thing. If you put in 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, one thing I like about this is self-paced. When you get it, you get it. Just think about it. A lot of people on this call, I guess we have over 182 people on this call right now. I guarantee you, 80% of you guys know how to ride a bicycle. Follow me real quick. 80% of y'all know how to ride a bicycle. 80% of you guys know how to ride a bicycle. 60% of you guys probably haven't rode a bicycle in about 10 to 15 years, right? But I guarantee you, if I was to bring a bike in front of you right now and say, I'll give you $100,000 to jump on this bike and ride down the street, you guys who haven't rode the bike in about 10, 15 years could jump on that and probably pop a wheelie. Because you won't forget that. Just think about it. You're in school. First thing you learned was ABCs or 1, 2, 3s, adding and subtracting, right? I can't come to you and say, give me that information from you. And you magically, it magically disappears from your brain. That stuff is stuck with you for life. So what you have your hands on right now, once you learn it, once you get it, it will never leave you. That's a promise. Even if it takes you weeks, months, years. It took me 3 months to even understand what I was looking at. It looked like an EKG machine to me. I'm telling you, so, you know, with that little piece, don't give up on yourself. Don't beat down on yourself. And this is why I come on these calls and I do these stuff, genuinely wanted to give back to you guys, because I know there's a lot of people that want to give up. I know it. You're like, I'm not getting it. That's why we want to KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. All right? So setting goals will basically avoid you from over-leveraging your account. And what does that mean? That means if you have a goal posted in front of you, or you have a goal on your phone, a notification, or you have a goal written down, and your goal is, okay, you know, I'm shooting for this amount of pips, 10 pips or 20 pips a day. This is my lot size. I'm not going to do nothing else until I achieve these goals on that particular day or that particular week. The spreadsheet that you guys have access to, that's basically something to help you set goals. That's a big goal setter right there for you. You can access on your cell phone or your computer. You utilize that and you use it every day. I guarantee you, over leveraging, even if it comes where you want to force an over leverage, you're going to hear my voice, or you're going to basically mess up your spreadsheet, because you're supposed to be on a certain day and you're going to try to over leverage. You won't do it. 9 times out of 10, you won't. All right, so over leveraging turns into a lot of blown accounts, a lot of people losing money. You can lose money in the market, and this is why leveraging is so important. It's so powerful. Trust me, most of my success came from leveraging correct. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm human. I like money too. I've over leveraged numerous of times, a lot of times, and every time I over leverage, sometimes I get lucky, sometimes I don't. And my blown accounts have came from over leveraging. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I've made a lot of money trading, but I've done some crazy stuff. So this is why I'm trying to teach you guys and force you, do not over leverage. All right? So if I can get you guys word on not over leveraging your account, type 1 in the chat for me. And this is going to be the commitment. And the reason why I want you to basically type 1 in the chat and tell me you're not going to over leverage is because when you do over leverage and you blow your account, and you come to me and you say, man, you know what, I blow my account, or this trade didn't go right, I'm going to tell you, remember that training? I'm going to tell you to go look on YouTube on that training where your name came up and you typed 1 in the chat and you told the whole world that you wasn't going to over leverage, and you still did. That's how serious this is. Please don't over leverage. The better your account is leveraged, the more success you'll have, the more money you'll make, the more consistent profits you'll have. You want to win big? Leverage your accounts correct. Be able to sustain if the market goes the opposite direction. There's nobody that is 100% calling trades. I don't care. The best person you look up to in calling trades have taken losses. And if they tell you they haven't, tell them quick line, everybody trade and take losses. So you have to leverage your account right, folks. Please, please, please. Leverage your account right. The spreadsheet that you'll have access to will basically help you understand how not to over leverage. All right? Compound. Even if you start off small, it'll be worth it in the long run. All right? So like I told you, in a buy, you want to make money, the market has to go up. In a sell, for you to make money, the market has to go down. So remember, your take profit is where you make your money, and the market hits your take profit and it takes you out. So if this is the market here and you jump in a buy, you need to go up, the market to go up for you to make money. So your take profit is always going to be above your entry. This is your entry in a buy. This is going to be your take profit. All right. In a sell, this is going to be your entry. For you to make money, the market has to go down. So in a sell, your take profit is going to be below entry. All right. Once you can visualize that, you'll start to understand what are you looking at. All right. That's where it gets good. Now, with this example, we're going off of GJ. I know with the impulse scalp, we got to start changing up a few stuff, Paul. All right, but entering a trade, entering a trade, you know, what you want to do is you're going to disregard the last digit. All right. So anytime you enter a trade, you have an entry price when you're entering as market execution. All my trades is market execution. So you have an entry price where you enter, and you're going to get a digit. You're going to get some digits, about 6 numbers, right? You're going to disregard the last digit. So in my example, our entry on this example is 144.456. All right. So the last number is a 6. You're going to disregard that number. Now, this is where it gets good. Remember, we talked about 10 pips, subtracting and adding, buys or sell. So if you're in a buy, you're going to add 10 pips. If you're in a sell, you're going to subtract 10 pips. So I want you guys to just train your eyes. Train your eyes and tell me when the light bulb goes off, I want you to just write KISS in the chat. KISS. Train your eyes to look at 45, because I can get anybody on this call to do simple math. 45 plus 10, 55. 45 minus 10 is 35. Simple math. Adding and subtracting 10. That's as simple as it gets, folks. So in this example, you're going to disregard the last digit, which is a 6. If you went into a buy, you're going to add 10 to 45. The 2 digits behind the decimal. So 144.456, adding 10 pips to the 45, your take profit is going to be 144.556. Okay? When you're subtracting, if you're in a sell, same example, 144.456, you're going to disregard the last digit, which is a 6. So 45 minus 10, you're going to basically subtract 10 in a sell, and your take profit is going to be 144.356. All right? Now, stop loss and profit. This is where a lot of people kind of get confusing. With my strategy, stop loss and profit is game over. Once you put that stop loss and profit, you basically guarantee yourself money, profit. All right? And I know we didn't put a disclaimer out here, but just to protect ourselves, past results doesn't guarantee you future results. What I did doesn't mean you're going to do, but it's very likely that it can happen and be more than what I've done. All right? Now, in a sell with your stop loss and profit, keep in mind the market has to go down. So in a sell, the same example, I think this one here, we did it the other way, Paul, so we got to correct that. But in the same example, if you're in a buy for your take profit on this, so 144.456 is your entry. You add 10 pips to your take profit, so 144.556 is your take profit. So let's just say we get 4 pips. If we was to add 4 pips to 45, 45 plus 4 is 49. So once you get to 49, your take profit, your stop loss in profit in a buy would be 144.496. All right? Vice versa in a sell, you're just going to subtract 4 pips, put your stop loss in profit, and then you write it down to your take profit. All right. So just a recap. To the left is what the market looks like. All right? We have basically the cloud, which is the Ikimoku cloud, is what I use. This is what Dr. K started with, and I was, not what she started with. This is what I started with when I was following her, and I just kept on with it. All right, then we have the RSI is another indicator I use, over 70, and we'll go more into that, in the next day or so. But to the right, the information we just went over, the first thing we talked about was your lot size. So your lot size is what you're going to change. Remember, that's your money. That's the example of you at the grocery store and you needing to change, and you need to know exactly how much money you're going to make. So your lot size is going to be to the top here. Your take profit is always going to be to the right. TP stands for take profit. You're going to plug that in after you jump into the trade. and then your stop loss is going to be to the left. All right. Now, before we let Roxy come on and show us how to enter and exit a trade live, do we have any questions in here? I know the chat has blown up a whole lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully we had some folks answering the questions in the chat.
I tried to, David. One, they want to go back over just the regular stop loss. I want you to go back over explaining it.
Okay, so stop loss is basically what you're willing to risk. Okay, so here's the thing. I like my money. I work hard for my money. I don't like to give away my money. So I had to find a way personally to find a system, find a strategy that I can hold on to my money as much as I can. Now, there will be times you probably will lose. The stop loss is what you're willing to risk. So the stop loss means if you put your stop loss, that's how you plug in your take profit. And if the market gets your take profit, then if it knocks you out of the trade and you made money. Well, the stop loss is basically, who's sharing the screen again? If the stop loss is actually, the stop loss is basically what you're willing to risk. So if the market goes and hits your stop loss, you basically was risking that amount of money that you wanted to give up if the trade went the opposite direction, and basically, you live the trade another day. All right. So it is okay to use a stop loss, especially if you're brand new. When I started, I used to train my folks on the money team to use 100 pip 70 to 100 pip stop loss. We used to tell people being comfortable is 30 to 50. But when I started, that's when I first started. A lot of traders don't use stop loss because their accounts are leveraged so good that it'll take basically a economy crashing to knock them out of a trade. And that was my theory. I heard Dr. K said a lot of times she don't use stop loss. She would give a stop loss when she was doing a training, but 9 times out of 10, she never gave a stop loss. So, and I understand, what she meant. The more money you have in there, or not even the more money, the more your account is leveraged right, the more you can sustain. So I tell people, 400 to 500 pips or 200 to 400 pips on leveraging. The spreadsheet tells you 500 pips that you can sustain. Man, if you sit in there and you can sustain, basically 1,000 pips if the trade goes the other way, you think you're sweating or you're panicking if a trade goes 40 pips or 50 pips in the negative. Man, that's a walk in the park. When people message me and say, hey, what to do? We're 40, 50 pips, 60 pips in the negative. I'm here making more money. I ain't worrying about 40, 50 pips. It's going to happen. 9 times out of 10, if you're panicking when your account, if a trade goes 40, 50, 60 pips and you're panicking, 9 times out of 10, you're not leveraged right. You don't even have to tell me. I know right off the bat, you're not leveraged right. Because if you're sitting there and you can sustain 500, 600, 1,000 pips in the negative, you ain't worrying about 70 pips. It have to correct because you didn't jump in the trade just to jump in it. Now, if you're sitting there just jumping in trades just to catch trades because I'm calling it or somebody else calling it and you don't have no clue on why we're calling it, then I can understand you panicking. And that's why we're doing these trainings, so you don't panic. All right? But stop loss is what you're willing to risk. Stop loss is what you're willing to risk.
4 pips?
Say it again for me.
Are the stop loss always set with 4 pips?
Remember, in profit. So I use it different. Okay, so let's do this. So this is the market, right? Who's that? Who's that who had the question? Unmute yourself.
Indiana.
All right, follow me right quick, Indiana. So this is the market, right? So we said in a buy for you to make money, the market has to do what?
Go up.
There you go. In a sell, market has to do what for you to make money?
Go down.
Okay, perfect. So if you're in a buy and this is my hand is my entry, my take profit is going to be where?
At the top.
Above, right?
Yeah.
So the average trader, a swing trader, or most traders, what they would do is this would be the take profit. This is the entry. What they would do is they would put their stop loss below entry. So remember, if it goes below entry, that means you're losing money, right?
Yes.
I don't like to lose money. So what I said was, okay, this is my take profit. This is my entry. When the market goes up, I come in and I plug in my stop loss right below the market. This is my entry. This is where the market is at right now.
Kiss. I got it.
Kiss. Hello. There you go. And all it does is protects your account. That's all it does. It protects your account. So even if the market goes back down and knocks you out, you made 4 pips. Some people look at it, you know, in the beginning when I started this strategy, people used to laugh at me. And he just shooting for 4 pips. You know, 4 pips. What is 4 pips? 4 pips is a lot of money. I just want everybody to understand that. 4 pips is a lot of money. If you trade in a $10 lot size and you caught 4 pips, you just made $400. The lot size tells the story of who's making money. But you have to start somewhere. So I don't want you to say, well, I got to have a big lot size. It will come if you play your cards right, if you follow a strategy, if you be consistent. When we first started and we was training on, you know, the money team in the beginning on Sundays, man, we was bragging. Our whole theme song on the money team was we turning pennies into dollars. I kid you not. Turning pennies into dollars. That means I started trading a penny too. It took me some time. It took a lot of learning. It took a lot of back testing. It took a lot of, you know, growing, because 80%, 90% of this whole trading space is mental. 90% is mental. I'm telling you, I guarantee you, if you've been trading more than 5-6 months, or probably less, you talk to yourself, you talk to the trade, type 1 if that's you. You look at the phone, you say, come on, baby, you got to go up. Come on, hit that TP. Or if it's going the other way, no, turn around. If you've talking to yourself before, type 1 in the chat. Exactly. You know what that is? Mental. Mental. And while we're talking about mental, you know, there was this Facebook Live that I was watching on somebody's page months ago, and Christopher Terry, I tell a story all the time. Christopher Terry was making this, you know, he was telling a story where he said, trading is mental. He said, let's just say, you know, you had a good week or a good day trading in the market, right? Let's say you made $1,000. I'm just calling off an easy number for you so you guys can get it. Let's just say you made $1,000 in the market this week. Man, you on fire. You ain't missing no trades, right? And then you get in that one bad trade. And that one bad trade, it puts you $300 negative, right? Remember, we're talking mental stuff. So with the mind, the human mind, it tells you, oh crap, I'm down $300. Well, but in actuality, you're up $700 for the week. So instead of you saying, okay, I will take that loss for $300 and still profit my $700 for the week, you say, nah, that trade coming back. You start to tell yourself, you may see this trade ain't coming back, and start seeing things and say, yeah, I see it. I see a dip there, or I see it in the next zone. It has to come. And you start to make up stuff, mental. And now, instead of you being 300 negative, you're 600 negative. Even at that point, you're still not telling yourself, I'm $400 profit for the week, right? You're still chasing. Now that 600 that you were negative turns into you lost 1,000 and now you're $200 in your money. Now you're panicking and you're upset and you're frustrated, and bam, count blown. So you guys have to understand this thing is 90% mental. You have to be mentally tough. You're gonna grow, and you have to make the right decisions. You have to. You have to. Every trade you get in, you're not gonna win. You know, if you come out profitable 1 penny every day, that's still a plus. I don't care who tell, as long as you're making money. So 4 pips is a lot of money. All right? I just think about it. If you was to go to a bank and put $100 in a bank account and leave it there for a month, I want you to come back and tell me how much that bank paid you. You may owe them money. They might charge you. But you could do wonders with $100 in this market if you know what you're doing. I've turned $100 into $10,000 numerous of times. You have to know how to do it. You have to know what to do. You have to know what to follow. I mean, all this stuff plays a big part, all right? So I was able to answer that question on the stop loss.
I have one more question.
Go
Can you
ahead.
please explain what the relationship between leveraging and your hold on,
Lot size?
yes, and the lot size. I'm still a little confused on the relationship between the two.
So remember, the lot size, you're gonna pick your lot size depending on your trading account, right? So we'd say 1 to 3%, right?
Okay.
So 1 to 3% would be proper risk management, like that. You would be leveraged good. So if you have $100, remember we go back to the calculation. So if you're trading, if you have $100 and your lot size is 0.01, that's 1%, right? 1 cent.
Yeah.
Remember, every 10 pips on 1 cent is what? $10, right? I mean $1. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Every 10 pips with 1 cent is $1.
$1.
Okay, so let's go up some more. If you get 100 pips, that would be what?
$10.
All right. So if you get 200 pips, that would be what?
20.
Okay. Now remember, we have $100 in our account, right?
Okay.
So technically, you could sustain almost basically 1,000 pips before your account blows, right?
Yes.
If you make 1,000 pips on 1 cent, that would be $100.
Okay.
So that's your lot size. Understanding the 1 to 3% on the lot size. Leveraging is basically you being able to sustain all of that. Somebody,
TJ.
I'm seeing Kiss just blowing up in the chat. So
TJ,
who's that?
that was me. I had a question. Do you modify your account then? So you set your stop loss and then afterwards you modify your account?
Yeah, so you jump in the trade. Let me finish her off and then I'll get to you, Will. 1 second. So Indiana, are we good on that?
Yes. Kiss.
All right, Kiss, perfect. All right, Will, so depends on how you're trading. If you're trading on your cell phone, what I do is I jump in the trade first, buy or sell, and then I go back and I modify, put my take profit. As the market go up or down, once it gets in profit 4 or 5 pips, I would go and modify it, and then I would modify my my stop loss and profit on my cell phone. If you're trading on your computer, which is a lot easier when you're moving your stop loss or you're closing out. Thanks to Paul, he's made me do that and trade on my computer. I enter on my phone, but I close or I modify my stuff on my computer because it's a click of a mouse, a button. So technically, on your computer, you could just drag your stop loss in profit. Like it's easy. Yes, you have a mouse, you click the stop loss and you drag it in profit and you release it and bam, it's set. Whereas with a phone, you got to hold it down, you got to modify it, then you got to click modify. That's 3-4 steps you have to use. Market's not waiting on nobody, so time is going. All right, same thing as closing. If you have to close it, you basically on the phone, you have to press, close. It's going to say, do you want to close with X amount in profit or loss? You have to press close again. That's time. Whereas you do it on your computer or your laptop, you take your mouse, bam, you click it, it's closed. So I like modifying and closing on my laptop. But yeah, so it depends on which one you're using. You enter first and then you do your modifications. Does that help?
Hey, David.
Will, you with me? Did that help?
Thank you.
Perfect. Who's that? Nicholas, what you got?
Using your computer, can you at some point in time in the next 3 days do a little bit of training on getting your MT4 on your computer? I have it down and I can't get it to activate.
Perfect. We'll get it. Paul, you ready?
I have a
So
question.
Paul is the guru on that. We have a training also on Mr. GJ TV on setting it up.
Okay.
But Paul is the guy on, like, I'm telling you, I'm just the face, and I come and I train, I motivate, and all that stuff, all this technology stuff. You know, all the website, all the designs, all the you name. Paul is the go-to guy. But we'll make sure we include that in there. Maybe we could do that tonight, Paul, since this is the beginning of the training. Are you ready? What do you think?
We could go over it.
Okay. So once we finish entering exit, we'll end with that. And that
What
will
I'll
be.
do, I'll
Go
also put a link to the video that we did on Mr. GJ before I'll put it in the chat. I just put it in the chat.
All right. Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you,
So
Paul.
I guess
Yeah,
what we
you're
could do, maybe Paul, what we can do is you can probably just use Nicholas, and you can have him share a screen and just do that example so everybody can see.
Yeah, that works too.
Okay.
If he's up for it.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. So once we're done, I'll let Paul and finish it off with the MT4 setups. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, David, I got one real fast, man.
Go ahead.
Hey, so on the leveraging on the account, right? Like I've got it down for the 1 to 3%. Once every now and then I get a little bit confused with the leveraging on the whole account, like 1 to 200 ratio or 1 to 500 ratio or anything like that. Can you touch on that real fast?
That's just with your broker. If you're experienced, you can. I mean, I don't tell nobody. You can actually do 1 to 500, or I know who was it used to do. It was JFAX. They used to do 1 to 600. This is when I was learning, and basically that's giving you a chance to over leverage, and that's not good. But the broker is allowing you to use larger lot size to make more in the market pretty fast, or lose faster in the market. So I would recommend everybody stays to 1 to 200 on the leverage, and that's just telling the broker's telling you what you're allowed to use max in the market when you choose your lot size. But yeah, JFAX, they used to do 1 to 600. I made a lot, but I lost a lot being greedy. When you go with larger leveraging sizes, it forces you to be greedy. Trust me when I say that. And you don't want to be greedy. I mean, you don't want to be greedy. You just want to kind of stick to being 1 to 3%, and just learn how to compound your money. You just imagine it's going to come where your lot size is going to eventually grow. I'm telling you. I mean, for me, when I first started, it felt like forever for me to get to a dollar lot size trading. Like it felt like it took me forever, and now it's like if I don't trade $1 or more, I don't feel like I'm even in a trade. So I mean, it's going to come, but as long as you being consistent profiting, the lot size is going to increase. But on the leveraging part, that's just with the broker. I would just stick to 1 to 200 on the broker side of it. All right.
Yeah, 10-4.
No problem. Any other questions?
We're getting to the spreadsheet. You got time to go through that real quick?
Yeah, I want Roxy to actually help me real quick on the plugging in the trade so everybody can see it. Roxy,
Hey,
are you
David.
there? Somebody had another question?
Yeah, I had a question on the stop loss.
Okay.
Yeah, so you mentioned the stop loss when it goes into take profit. And I understand the whole concept behind it and everything, but I'm on my phone most of the time. So when I do try to do a stop loss in profit, do you just recommend taking the take profit and just putting it at 4 pips? Because I found myself sometimes on my demo, it'll go up, but it won't go to 10, and then it'll reverse all the way back, and I didn't put a stop loss at all. And
So
it goes
yeah,
back in reverse. Yeah.
So we have a lot of people that actually does that. Folks that pretty busy through the day, and you get in a trade, you can't really look at the phone to actually do it. They would put their take profit at 4 or 5 pips because they would wait on me. They know that once you get 4 pips in profit, I'm actually going to say, put your stop loss in profit. And for me, that's a risk-free trade. So some people actually they actually will put their take profit at 4 pips. I mean, it may take you a while. You may be upset if the 10 pips hit or when the 10 pips hit. But hey, I prefer you to become comfortable in making your money, catching 4 pips at a time if you can. I've caught a lot of 4-pip trades. Trust me, it all adds up.
I started that way. I actually would get interrupted after we would get into the trades, and I would end up missing putting the stop loss in profit. So I started by having my take profit as just 4 pips, and I made a lot of money too.
All right.
And there's a second part to that as well. Thank you for that. And that did answer my question on that part.
Okay.
And then also with the stop loss, when you do, let's say you're doing you call it, right? Stop loss and profit, you do 4. I notice you really can't put it yet unless it goes higher. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes
you can't put that stop
maybe
loss
8 or
in
9
profit.
pips, and then
You can't put that stop loss in profit until the market actually goes in profit above it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, so basically, so it's called a stop profit. It has to go in profit before you can plug it in to protect the account. Somebody else put kiss in the chat. So that light bulb went off for somebody. So I appreciate you asking those questions because somebody else was able to understand. We got 2 people that did that. I saw Christina message in the chat. If somebody have Dr. K Telegram, can you post it in here? I promised Christina I would get it for her, but I've been busy. So if you have the Telegram, if you could put that in there for her, please. Thanks. You have another kiss. That means people aren't getting it. The light bulb is starting to click. All right. Do you have any other questions before we go into sharing the screen and how to enter and exit the trade?
Someone wants you to explain the swap.
The swap. This is what I know what the swap is.
What time of day, and why are the spreads wider for about an hour, and how come you get charged for holding a trade through the swap?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer as best as I can. All I know about the swap is if you're in the swap, they're gonna charge you money, right? This is my understanding. This is when the market is actually opening up. So you have a lot of people coming in and out of trades. Like they're buying and selling. So the brokers know there's a lot of movement going on. So what the brokers tend to do is they open up the spreads real large to avoid a lot of people from jumping in and out. So this usually happens at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time every day. And this happens also, when the market is about to close. So the market closes at 4 p.m. on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you have a swap at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Friday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, the market closes. Anytime during that time, the spreads are going to open up. Also, the spreads usually opens up when they know, the brokers know that a lot of news is going to come out. You'll see the spreads widen first sometimes, or if you prepare, it'll start to shoot up and down, and then the spreads will open up. You have to understand the brokers, they're in this to make money also. Yes, they get commissions from us on every trade, but the more money they can keep and don't have to pay out, the better it is for them. Some people say, well, why haven't you never completed the 90-day spreadsheet? Man, I don't want to do that. I just want to make $4,000 a day. I could still make over $1 million if I hit 4,000 a day. I don't have to compound it the full 90 days. It's okay if you want to do that, but as you do it, you want to pull money out. You hear me tell people this all the time. From the months I've been training my strategy, withdraw every week, pull 10%, pull some money back and pay yourself. Get you some excitement into the next week, because you don't want the brokers to come and crush your heart. You don't want them to steal your Christmas gifts. Withdraw your money. I don't trust no broker. You want to find a broker with low spreads because that's more money for you. Low spreads, lower commission. So I sacrificed that with CoinEx to come with Hugo's rate, where I only get charged $12 on every time I make a withdrawal. Yeah, I had low spreads with CoinEx and low commissions, but every time I withdrew back through Bitcoin, guess what? I was getting charged $200-300 to transfer back to Coinbase and then back to my account. Right now, $12, one shot. I'm okay with that. All right. So with that being said, you do your research on your brokers. You find a broker that works best with your strategy and the way you can trade, and you run with that. But remember, the brokers are there to make money. Remember, you didn't pay one dime to sign up for those brokers. So they have to make their money somewhere. And please, 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 if you see free bonus, don't do it. A lot of people get gypped with those free bonuses crap. Don't do it. You put your money in there, you trade your money. Anytime you see a free bonus from these brokers, that is not free money. That ain't no free bonus. Tell them keep their crap. All right? Because it will get you in the long run. Trust me. All right. Any other questions? Sorry, I kind of got pissed off at the brokers for a sec. All right, Roxy, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Come on and share your screen for me, Roxy. All right. Man, every time I see you, you change your picture up. Every time we do this, Roxy. Boy, I tell you, celebrity. Hello.
No, that's my sister.
All right, guys. So Roxy has a phone up, and she's going to walk us through how to enter and exit a trade. Everything we just went over, we're going to do this. All right. So, for example, you're going to pick the pair. So let's go. Let's pick GJ, for example. So tap on GJ, and she's going to click on go to open chart real quick. All right. So if you need to get set up, we're going to show you how to plug the cloud in. Go ahead and go to F, Roxy. And when you want to add the cloud, you go to main chart, you tap F+, and you can click on Ikimoku Kinko Ohio. I think I said it right. All right, and then also I use the RSI for my indicator window 1. All right, go back, Roxy. All right, so there's 2 ways you can enter a trade. We're going to do 2 trades for you. So we'll enter it from the chart. If you see the plus sign to the top right in the paper, click on that for me. Remember we talked about the lot size. So first thing we did was we click on the currency pair. All right. So the second thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in our lot size. So show them where your lot size is at, Roxy. You guys see where it's there? That's the lot size. So we're going to use, let's say 5 cents, 0.05. She's going to change that to 5. All right. So then the next thing you're going to do is either click sell or buy. So we're going to jump in for a sell, Roxy. So now her order is active. So now what she's going to do is she's going to hold down the order. And hold on, go back real quick. Just tap out of that. So you guys look under GBP JPY. You see where it says 145.334. That is our entry price. Okay? The number to the side of that is where the market is currently at. All right? So remember, we're in a sell. So our notes told us in a sell, we're going to subtract 10 pips. So we're going to disregard the last number in this example, which is a 4, and we're going to take 33 and we're going to minus 10. So 145.234 is going to be our take profit. So now we're going to modify it. And to the right is where our take profit is at. And she's going to plug in our take profit. 145.234. Now, if you have an Android, if you look to the top in the blue, you would see where it's telling you where your entry price is at. iPhone, I don't know. You have to just write it down. All right, so after she plug in the take profit, she's going to click on modify. Her numbers are locked. Tap on that for me, Roxy. So you guys see where it says TP? Her margins is locked in. Her TP is locked in. So when the market touches the TP, the take profit, is going to knock her out of the trade, and she's going to be making money. All right. So go to the chart for me, Roxy. All right. So show them where you enter the trade. You see that dotted line up there where she's at? This is where she entered the trade. Remember, we're in a sell. So for us to make money, the market has to go down. So show them where you plugged in your take profit. That's where we plugged in the take profit. So when the market comes down and touches her take profit, it's going to knock her out of the trade. She made her money, and basically she's out of the trade. All right. Now, really quick, go back to the trade for me, Roxy. So, really quick, she's in there for 0.05, 5-cent lot size. I want you guys to type in the chat, what is she expecting to gain out of that trade? How much money will she make? Minus, I mean, don't worry about the commissions they charge for the broker, but how much, once her 10 pips hit, how much she's going to make? Type in the chat. $5. There we go. All right. Simple as that. All right. Now, if for some reason Roxy decides that, hey, I got into the wrong trade, or hey, I'm going to take a loss, or hey, if she was in blue, you see where the 60 cents is showing red? That means she's losing 68 cents or 63 cents. But if she wants to close that trade out and don't want to wait until it hits her take profit, what do, Roxy? She would hold down the trade, and she would go to close order, and then she would close to the bottom and took a loss of 68 cents. All right? That is how you enter and exit a trade. Now, she didn't have to close. She could have let the trade run and go about her business, and whenever the market touches her take profit, it would have knocked her out of the trade. Now, that was one way you enter a trade. The next way you could enter is this way. You would go to quotes, you would tap on the trade, right, Roxy? You would go to new order. Now, if you have an iPhone, some of the words are different, but it means the same thing. So let's just say, Roxy, we wanted to trade 10 cents.
You finally got in.
And then let's say you jump into a sell. Her order is open. She's going to hold it down. Modify. If we look to the top in the blue, her entry is 145.342. You guys know as quick as that, it changed. So she's in a sell. So she's going to subtract 10 pips from 34. She's going to disregard the 2, which is the last digit. So 34 minus 10 is 24. So she plugged in a take profit, which is 145.242. 242. Hello, Bahamas. All right. I got some kiss going on in the chat. So that means people, the light bulb is going off. The light bulb is going off, and that's what we wanted to get out of this call. People to understand this, the basics, the very basics of how you even enter and exit a trade. All right. So go ahead and unshare your screen for me. We're just gonna let that run, Roxy. Now her lot size was 10 cents. So how much is she expecting to make out of a 10-cent lot size? $10. Simple math, simple stuff. It's that easy, folks. If you know how to do what we just did and understand the information we just went over, you can learn and earn at the same time. It's just the beginning, We still have to go over the strategy. Still have to go over indicators. That's okay. This is the very basics. You can do what we just went over and did. You can follow our lead and earn and learn at the same time. You can make money and follow our trade calls and follow what we're telling you to do and make money while you learn. Now, this is one of the biggest things I want you guys to understand. Trading demo. Some people say, because I tell you, trade your demo like it's your live. People you hear it all the time. Trade your demo account like it's your live. When I say trade your demo account like it's your live, I mean follow the rules, stick to leveraging your account correct, and I'm expecting you to double or triple that demo account. So if you start your demo account with $100, you want to triple that to 300 or double it to 200. Trade it the right way. All right? So any questions before I let Paul end the call with Nicholas and go over the MT4? Do we have any questions for me? Any questions over what we went over? Is there anybody that's still, I won't say lost, but still kind of puzzled on what we're doing? Please unmute yourself and talk to me.
Hoy.
What's going on, Louis?
What's going on, man? Hey, man, so on that, like, live trade right there, right? So on the left side, if she didn't want to lose anything, like, so you drop it down 4 pips right there?
So Roxy, can you go back and share your screen? You still have that trade open, right, Roxy?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, pull it back up for me, please.
Yep.
All right, so right there, she have a 10-cent lot size, but she's expecting to make $10. Right now, she's 45 cents in the negative, right? So technically, basically, go back to the chart for me, Roxy. So the reason why she is showing negative right now is because show him where you enter the trade. Okay, you see that dotted line where she's at? That's where she enter it. Now, move it out of the way for me, Roxy, real quick. So do you see that red and blue line, and then you see like in the middle of it?
Yeah.
The red and the blue line is where the market is currently at. In the middle of it is what you call a spread. That's basically what the broker has, trying to make some more money, before you actually go in profit. So for her to go in profit, that red line and the blue line has to go below where the dotted line is at, because she's in a sell. If she was in a buy, then the red and the blue line would have to be above that dotted line, which is the entry price for her to be in profit. So once that red and blue line comes below the dotted line where she entered as her entry, once it goes down 4 pips, so you see right now it's at 145.33. Once that goes down about 4 pips, because remember, the pips is basically 33 minus 4. Once that goes down 4 pips, then she can come back and she can modify and put a stop loss in profit. But she can't put a stop loss in profit yet because she's not in profit. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, perfect. All right, you can unshare your screen, Roxy. Do we have any? Oh, we got some more kisses. So some more light bulbs went off. Perfect. Another one. All right. Do we have any other questions?
Going over setting up the cloud.
All righty, Roxy, need you again.
For those who are asking this in the chat, he's getting ready to go over how to set up the indicators that he uses.
All right, so the indicators that I use is the cloud, the Ikimoku Kinko Hayo. I remember I used to butcher that word up to the T, and I'm probably still saying it wrong. but I used the indicate the Ikimoku, which is the cloud. I adapted that from Dr. K. Remember, you do something over and over, it becomes a habit. Well, Dr. K, thank you for giving me the cloud. All right, so the cloud is what I use. I got that from Dr. K. All right, so to access the cloud, you would go to F. You would tap on main chart F plus. You would search the Ikimoku Kink Ohio. And you would click on it. You pass it, Roxy, it's above. Right there. And then you would use the default settings and click on done.
Are these setting only for the GBP?
No, the cloud stays for all the pairs.
Okay.
And then you click on done. Okay, another indicator that I use that we'll be going over probably tomorrow or Thursday is called the RSI, Relative Strength Index. So you go to F plus, and then you would go to indicator window 1. Same thing, go to F plus, and you would type search for the Relative Strength Index. And I'll go more in depth on why I use that in the following trainings. All right.
Is there someone that has like I don't know, I'm having issues doing this with
Have
my
an iPhone?
It doesn't look the same. Yeah.
All right, let me see. I think I've helped some iPhones. What does yours say?
Let's see. I'm going to it now. So the indicate I have main window is the Ikimoku whatever.
Yep.
And then indicator 1, you have it at relative strength index.
Yeah, this is what I use.
Okay, perfect. I got it.
All right, perfect. So since you, what was, I know the words are different on the iPhone. What did yours show?
You just have to go to you go to your chart and then you click on the F and then go on there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same. Hey, what period was that on the index?
Say it again for me, Austin.
What period was that y'all used on there?
I just use everything I use as the default.
Oh, okay, 14. All right, cool.
Yep.
All right.
All righty. Anybody else have any questions?
Is the level am I muted? Okay. Is the level supposed to be 70-70?
70 for the RSI is 70-30 on the RSI.
70-30.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we'll go over that probably tomorrow or Thursday. The cloud, just more in your settings. You can play around with that. Any other questions before we let Paul go over MT4 setups with Nicholas? Nicholas, are you ready?
Hey, Mr. DJ, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Hey, is there any way to make the red and blue line darker? I'm not as young as you guys. My eyes are bad.
You probably have to go in there and pick a darker red or darker blue. I know Paul said you can make it darker. I mean, you can make the lines thicker. So that's what I do on the computer. Jennifer, what were you saying?
Same thing. You go back into that settings screen and then change your pixels. I think the maximum you can have it is at 4, and it makes the line thicker so you can see it.
Perfect. All right. Do we have any questions before we let Paul go and go over this MT4? If you're in this chat or this Telegram and you're still kind of on the fence of you don't know what you're doing, type 1 in the chat for me real quick. Don't worry about people, because people ain't going to pay your bills. People ain't going to trade for you. My goal is to make sure everybody gets an understanding of what we're doing. I don't want to leave nobody behind. So everybody in here understands what we just went over. Perfect. All right. If you don't, and you didn't say nothing, that's on you. I'm basically letting you get everything from me. Time doesn't mean nothing to me right now. I'm more into you understanding, all right? Paul, you're the man. Who's that?
All right, so who are we working with? We'll just have him share the screen if it's
Nicholas?
Yep, Nick. Yep.
Are you ready for me?
I am ready for you.
All right, go ahead and share your screen.
All right, can you see it, Paul?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
So what is the problem you are having?
Well, when I cannot get the MT4 on my screen. This shows that it is the MT5, but I'm sure.
Okay, let's start off by how did you get the MT4 downloaded?
Okay, I just went to
the internet
and put that in.
All right, so first thing you want to do is get the MT4 download from your broker. So
Hugo's Way.
Hugo's Way is your broker? Yep. Okay, so when you log in, you don't have to do it now, but when you log in to your dashboard on your broker account, they have an option to download the platform. So you always want to download it from your broker first, and then unless you want to do it right now. See the download right there?
Click here.
Yep. All right. All right.
This is kind of where I got lost.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to mess around with that. You can close that.
Just exit out?
Yeah, you can close out of that. Where did your download go? So should still be launching. Something's launching in the background. Is it? Go ahead and minimize that. Let's see if there's something in the background. Did it download something? MetaTrader, is that the one?
Meta editor?
No. The Hugo's Way.
Oh, wait a minute, something's coming up.
There we go. All right, so it has the servers basically up there, the demo server and the your real, which is your live account server.
Right.
So from here, are you okay? Or you just needed to find a way to get it up and running?
And let me go one more step.
Okay.
Okay, so
you would select existing.
And then put my
put in your credentials in there. Yep.
There. Okay, whether it's demo or live.
So you selected the demo server. So as you can see below the password field, it says server Hugo's Way demo 3. So yes, so if you put the mark in the existing trade account, you'll be logging into your demo there. So the demo credentials is what you need to put in there.
Okay, so if I want to put my live in here, if I just put my login.
So you would have to go back. So you see the buttons at the bottom of that window, the button that says back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you would go back, and then from that list, you'd select the second option, which is your live account. And then you would hit next. And then now you see the server name changed from demo to real 3. And that's what you're putting in your live credentials.
Fantastic. All right.
And then from here, if you watch the video that I posted on Mr. GJ Pip Walking or Mr. GJ TV, it goes over setting up your MT4, changing up the chart colors, setting up the cloud, all that kind of stuff.
Okay, and that's on the website.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and if
Thank you,
if you
Paul.
run into any problems, just hit us up and we'll help you.
Perfect.
Get it on. Yeah, you're welcome.
Man,
All right,
you the
thank
man, Paul.
I appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. All righty. So anybody else have any questions? We're about to wrap it up for tonight. Tomorrow we'll start going over the impulse to consolidations and the impulse scalper. All right. So if you have any questions on how to enter and exit a trade, man, my voice sounds tired. I'm beat. But if you have any questions on how to enter and exit a trade or leveraging, risk management, anything of that nature, MT4 settings, anything on how to enter, exit, trade, anything of that, please unmute yourself or ask now.
Hi, David. One question.
Go ahead.
For the trades, they will be in the original pip walking.
So for now, my original Telegram, the pip walking, that's me calling trades right now. As of now, we have the Mr. GJ Elite Traders is about 12 of us in there. I know we have Randy's in there. Paul is in there. You have Shanika, Jennifer. We have a handful of folks, Andre. Handful of folks in there, and we've been taking the 8 pairs. We added the 8 pairs into the impulse scalper. Now, like Jennifer said, it called about 30 trades. I stopped counting after 10 or 12.
Okay.
They were hitting. So that's going to be, Paul, I know we haven't really talked, but next week is probably when we're going to have it out. Right now we just wanted to make sure with all of the other pairs that we have, we've back tested all the pairs separately, but we never had everything all in one area at one time. So like, for example, US 30 and US oil was competing today. Like US oil paid some bills with this impulse scalper. I'm talking about it was popping TPs like right after each other. So they were competing with each other.
So which Telegram am I looking in for when you guys put in?
We haven't relaunched that one. It's not going to be the VIP alerts. So the VIP alerts Telegram will be no more.
Okay.
That won't be no more. So the only thing you should probably be worried about now is the interactive GJ and Impulse Scalper Telegram, where you guys can talk amongst yourselves. If folks have questions or, kind of lost or, trying to figure out stuff, that's where we come in as a community and we help out each other in there. So, obviously you're in the money team, so you should have the money team Telegram group. You should have the Impulse Scalper interactive one. And then my regular, original Mr. GJ Pip walk-in Telegram.
Okay, got it.
The VIP alerts you don't need anymore.
Okay.
And then whenever we release the new Telegram with the Impulse Scalper, we'll have a Telegram especially for that.
Okay, thanks.
All
Shout
right.
out to the Impulse Scalper, man. Shout out to the Impulse Scalper.
And this thing here is, I'm telling you, y'all talking about slow weeks. Ain't gonna be no, man, shoot. I call Paul. I called Paul today. I was in my office. I said I can't even keep up. That's how many trades this thing was spitting out, and they were hitting. So I mean,
and that's real talk. I could not keep up with what was going on. Then I couldn't concentrate.
Shout out to not keeping up on these calls. I love it.
So, and that's another reason why we wanted to kind of do this training. When I was talking to Paul, I said we got to make sure people know what they're coming in for. So, even though it's spitting out so many trades and so many trades are hitting, that doesn't mean you have to catch every single trade that comes out. You can stick with one pair or a couple pairs or one trade at a time, 2 trades at a time, because there was one time where they basically call a buy on US 30, a sell on US oil, and a buy on GBP NZD. 3 calls all in one call. All of them hit. That doesn't mean you have to get all 3 of them. So when we go over how to take these calls and what to expect, what to look for, all this comes back from the basics. Leveraging your account right, don't being greedy, because me, if I didn't know how to leverage right, man, I would have been in every single call. I wasn't. I probably took about maybe 5 trades out of all those trades that hit. I probably took about 5, 6 trades today. You know, but it's all profitable. Remember, you have to have goals. So, you know, when we go over the scalping strategy, all this impulse scalpers, let me tell you guys, everybody looking at, you know, as this calling trades and is making money, you know, you don't have to really look to do anything. That's good. It is so powerful where just how you can you can be doing whatever you're doing throughout the day, and you get a text message on your phone, and you pick up your phone and you say, okay, cool. Somebody so-and-so messaged me, and you message back. You could be doing whatever you're doing today, and you get a message from this impulse scalper, and it tells you to buy or tells you to sell. You jump in that buy, set your take profit, bam. If you're busy and you don't want to look at your phone, set it at 4 pips, not 10 pips. Make that money, right? And you go about your day. That's what this whole thing was. It was because me personally, I'm a busy person. I got a lot of businesses I run, and I want to help people. I couldn't be looking at phones or charts all day long. There's people that literally look at their chart all day long. They look at pairs all day long. Man, you want to enjoy the money you're making. You don't want to be stressed out. This is mental. So if you're looking at charts all day long, stressed out, especially if your trade's not hitting, that's I wasn't about that life. So this whole impulse scalper, the impulse strategy, is all it was is mimicking me. If you guys have been following me for the past months, you guys see I go in and out the market quick. In and out the market quick. If we get stuck in a trade for a couple hours, that's cool. But 80% of my trades is in and out. Go in, jump out, make my money, and I'm done. That's what this thing is right here. But when,
I have a question.
When we talk about adding 8 pairs to it, I don't know, you could be making money all day long with these 8 pairs, but you just have to understand what it is, and that's why we want you to understand what the impulse is, so you don't just take the trade. So for example, that GN that hit a few minutes ago, it impulse and it retraced pretty quick. We got the notification, but we're trained to know we don't jump in when it gives the bearish and bullish. And this is more in depth than what we're going to go into. We're trained to wait for the next candle. And when the next candle hit was when I called the trade for you guys, and bam, it hit. So that's, I mean, you're going to learn how to go through all this stuff, you know, understand how to capitalize and be consistently profitable and don't over leverage. So all this system here is basically mimicking Mr. GJ. Everything. Impulse, you guys used to hear it all the time. Watch out, impulse is coming, or the lines are crossing. That's all this really is. Me putting into a system that Paul created, and we basically ran with it.
Hey, Dave, I got a quick question.
Okay, we have 2. Henry, William. Let me get Henry. Henry, go first, Henry.
All right.
Thanks. Real quick. I just wanted to ask. I have the VIP alerts that go off. You say you're gonna erase that. But what about the other alerts? So you have to buy and sell. Like I don't get signals for that, or is that just for your team?
That's
because I'm on Randy's team.
Yeah. So right now, the VIP alerts was the one that we had everybody. You know, even people that was not active in IML, we gave them a free trial, which was like 2 weeks, but the market was slow. So that group will no longer, you will not need that Telegram anymore because we took the indicator out of there. We took the impulse scalper out of there. So right now we have the interactive Telegram group where you guys can talk amongst yourself. And then we have my original Mr. GJ Pip Walking Telegram. For now, this week, the trades that you guys will probably get will be out of that group. The Mr. GJ Pip
Okay,
Walking
I'm not in
Telegram.
that group. Is there a way to get in, or like?
We'll post the link.
To get those alerts.
Can somebody post it in this chat for me, please?
It's posted, David, but that's not what they're asking. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to break this down to you real sweet, real simple. No one is getting alerts but the elite traders. We are testing the new scalper, impulse scalper. No one is getting alerts. The trades that David's going to share, he's going to share in the main Telegram. So you're not going to get alerts this week because we need to test this. These pairs do not move the same. And if we cannot train y'all on how to properly enter and exit these trades, you're going to find yourself not being profitable and then upset with the scalper, and it's not the scalper's fault.
Hello.
Yeah, I got that. I was more referring to the first, the main, the GJ, the regular.
Yeah,
I wasn't getting that. That's what I'm
so
saying. Yeah.
just go, Henry. Go ahead and message me on the side, and I'll send you the link. You have my phone. You have my Telegram link, right? Or my personal Telegram. Send me a message.
Yeah, I email you. Yeah, I email you, and you respond.
Okay, send me a message, and I'll send you the link for that Telegram, and then yeah, that's the one I'll post trades in for this week.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate your time.
All right. Yeah, this week we just mainly want to train this week, but you know, if I see something that looks pretty good, you know, I'm gonna post it for you guys. All right. You know, this is the biggest thing, and this is why I spend, you know, like I said, I'm a busy person. Anybody that knows me, they know I'm busy. Like I walk in the door and I go straight into training you guys. Like all day long, you ask me a million of questions. I'm answering phones all day long, answering questions on my phone all day long. I've never like turned down any questions or not answer. Anybody that ever asks me a question, I answer. And the reason why, you know, I'm more dedicated into helping so many people because, you know, yes, you know, the information is in the IML Academy. You know, yes, you know, you watch the basics. Yes, you do that first, man. Let's be real. Like everybody, this is life. Like, yes, we want to capitalize and we want to learn you want to learn this skill, but we have life in front of us. You know, we have busy days. We have kids. We have family. We have work. We have this. We have that. Everybody's story is going to be different. This is why I love what I'm doing because this is self-paced. You know, you can take weeks, months, days, years until you get it, but when you get it, it's going to be powerful. That's why I said something today, and I'm like, when you get it, just type in KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Because a lot of people don't get it. I tell you guys all the time, it took me 3 months. You know what I did for the 3 months while I was in IML? The first 3 months, I was what you call a professional trade taker. So yes, I understand. Yes, we have people that understand stuff more than some folks, but everybody's story is going to be different. My story was I didn't have time to go through the whole academy. I tell this all the time. Jamal Green was my academy. It was easier for me to pick up the phone and call him on my hour drive to my office every morning when he was excited about breaking down and what he learned in basically IML Academy or you know, everything he was learning. I would call him, and while he was sharing his excitement on the phone with me, I was plugging in that stuff. Honestly, I didn't go through the whole academy because I was busy. So the first 3 months, honestly, I was what you call a professional trade taker. I would set my alarm. I would wake up for Dr. K calls. What made me go into learning the strategy and coming up with a strategy that suits me was I was jealous when Dr. K used to post the flyers in there and said, session is canceled due to traveling. Man, I waited up all night. My alarm was on, and then a poster of Dr. K with the slash in the middle saying session is canceled. I couldn't make no money. So I had to figure out a way for me to start to make money on my own time. So everybody's story is going to be different. So yes, if you have some folks that, you know, my thing is when I say don't shortcut it, I mean, yes, you do have to put in some work. Don't just sit and take trades. Don't just sit and take trades because I can tell you, it messed me up. It messed me up in the beginning. And until I was able to understand, you know, I was every person you named that would call trades, I was taking it. You had swipe trades, you had Dr. K, you had Joe Black, who I don't know who's Joe Black. I'm just calling anybody who would post in the group, say buy or sell. That was me. I was jumping in it. But guess what? When this person called buy or sell and the trade didn't hit, it was only one person I could blame was myself. I couldn't go to him and say, why you call that and cost me lost some money? Shoes. I couldn't do that. So I started to take responsibility for myself. So everybody's journey is going to be different. Remember, we all started at the same spot where we didn't know nothing about this trading. Well, if we didn't know, we didn't really have that much experience in it. So, yes, I want to start off, I tell everybody that signs up under me, and I've signed up probably over 60-something people since I've been in, 60 or more, since I've been in for the, last year, February. And I have a checklist that I send to them. And the first thing I do, I tell them how to set up the brokers, I tell them the apps to have, and at the very end, I send them to IML Academy in the basics. Watch that and then come back to me. That's what I do. But 9 times out of 10, everybody have a life to live. Like, yeah, you want to change it, but sometimes it's a lot easier for certain people than others. So, that's why I come and I keep it simple. I try my best to keep it simple for every single person. If I can keep it simple and make you understand something that you didn't know, like, man, I'll be honest with you. First I got was when they was talking, and Daisy Duncan was talking about trading calves and horses and stuff, and that's the very beginning of the basics. Honest and true. That was me. That was me. So you just have to understand this. Your journey is going to be different than the next person. Your lot size is going to be different than the next person. Your experience, your growth is going to be different than the next person. I've seen so many people come out of a nutshell from being shy and quiet. Now they training and teaching a lot of people. Everybody's journey is going to be different. As long as you're putting in some type of work, some effort. Remember, goal, plans, as long as those plans have some actions, then you're doing something. So yeah, you just want to make sure we encourage everybody, plug into the trainings. You think, I like to sit up there for 3-4 hours and do trainings until Paul record it? No, I could be doing something else. I'm in here sweating in my office. I don't know why the AC not on.
Shout out to the AC, man.
But I'm serious, like, you just have to put in the time. So I want to do this so everybody could understand, what to expect. What to expect. You get out what you put in. So if you put in some BS hours or time trying to understand it, you're going to get out some BS money. All right? If you put in the time, like, I can go on and on. Every training call I do, I see Jen, Shanika, Paul. You think Paul want to be on this call listening to me talk all day long? Kevin, Sakina, I could call people all day long that's never miss a call, never miss a training. Even if they hear the same stuff over and over and over and over. That's putting in the time. It's putting in the work.
Dave,
all right? Who's that?
This is Andre.
Go ahead, Andre.
I just want to make a comment, and then I got a question. Comment. I think that you are just absolutely a breath of fresh air, fam, because it's a lot of dudes they so arrogant with this. They feel like they're the end all be all, they the guru of gurus. And what I like about you, man, is you just a real straight up dude. And
that's what it's about.
I ain't no more. I'm not no more special than you. You can put your hands on more money. You can do this, but you still just got that common touch. And that's why I in street term, that's why I fuck with you. Straight up. that's just being real. But, hey, for real. Hey, now my other question is this. I need somebody to post a link to the charity, because that's another thing I love about this. You really trying to give back. And so I want to donate, because like you said, we taking, but we got to give, because that's a principle. You have to give to receive, and that's why you're so blessed, because you're giving. That's why you're that's why Paul is blessed. That's why your whole staff is blessed, because y'all giving. And so I really want to donate, man. Much respect to you. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out, man.
Appreciate it, man. You know what? We gonna set up something with Paul. I'm gonna come down to Tennessee and work with you and your team. Paul, just to send a message to Paul and set up something. I'll come and train you guys on me. I'll pay for flights, hotels, everything. We'll figure it out. I'll come and take care of you guys. Speaking of the charity, today is the last day for the charity of April, which is shoes.org. After today, so make sure if you haven't donated for this month, go in. I don't care if you donate $1, but go in and donate, and then go to MrGJPipWalking.com, and the charity will be there. And then next month, I think we have another one we're going to launch for May. So yeah, and if you have charities in your communities, your churches, you name it, go and basically submit it. That's all we're doing. There's nothing that I have ties to. There's charities that I don't even know, never heard about. And they submit it, we review it, ask them to put a video up, and bam, we basically support them. You know, I'm looking at this thing as, you know, a year from now, we got 20, 30, 40,000 people. And if everybody donate $1 at 40,000 people, basically following the telegrams, we can go into a community, a church, and drop $40,000 and say, hey, do something good with this. I mean, that's the vision I'm seeing. I'm seeing getting to 100,000 people and everybody put $1. $1 is nothing. But when you have so many people with the same vision, man, we could change so many communities and so many lives. We could drop 100,000, 200,000 and say, hey, go ahead and bless somebody. Go ahead and, you know, help a shelter. You know, so I think that's the big picture. Right now is just the beginning stages. People hit me up all day long about their success stories, which is perfect. I love it. And I tell them, and mark my word, anybody that's ever hit me up and thank me and give me success stories, my number one thing is what I tell them. This is just the beginning. Anybody that ever hit me up, even up to this day, Randy Weber, he'll message me and he say, hey man, good stuff. We got momentum going or this and that. I said, bro, this is just the beginning.
Yep.
That's all I ever say. It's just the beginning. Because my vision is so far ahead, like, I mean, I'm telling you. So this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. But yeah, definitely, we'll make some stuff happen. All right, but I appreciate the words, Andre. We gotta edit that F-bomb too, Paul.
Shout out to the editor.
At this rate, man, we might have to start with tomorrow's recording.
Oh, that bad, huh? I'm sorry, but can you leave that in there? Just kind of bleep a little bit.
Hey, that's genuine. You got to leave that in there, GJ. Come on, Paul.
I might put it on Mr. GJ TV, but not YouTube, I guess.
Hey, I can respect that. I'll watch this over just to hear that genuineness, dog. That was real.
I mean, just put a little bleep on it so everybody gets the point, but not hears the word.
All right, I'll see what I can do, but it might take a while.
Shout out to keeping it real.
I'm sorry for dropping that F-bomb.
Nah, you're good. You're keeping it real, man.
Oh, no, bro, you can't apologize about that. That's 100. That's you being you, man. That's what we want. We love that.
Yes,
yeah.
Big facts. Big facts.
Also, guys, if you are in Florida, remember we have an event at the end of May. I think it's the 23rd through the 25th in Fort Lauderdale, Memorial Weekend. So that Thursday, I think that Friday morning, we're gonna do a London session. The London session. Then we're gonna have a full event Friday and a full event Saturday. And Sunday, we are Fort Lauderdale Beach, so you get to go to the beach and enjoy yourselves. But I think all of those, they have done a magnificent job. We're in a high-rise hotel right on the beach, so you have a beautiful view. Lunch is included. You know, for that particular week, I think me and Paul, we said we're going to basically just give access to everybody that's in that event, or not just, maybe just have them have access. What did we say, Paul, to the Impulse Scalper? If you're there, you'll have access to that guarantee that week, just to make it, I don't know, we still playing around with that. What we said, Paul?
Yeah, we'll probably give them access for a week. At least that's what we're working with for now.
Okay, perfect. So we'll do something like that, but make sure you guys, if you're in the area, we'll go ahead and do that. Also, too, remember, we have, if you get some Mr. GJ shirts, this all goes, a percentage of the apparel, because trust me, we spend a lot of money on all this stuff and time. But go ahead, there's a lot of people that got some merchandises. Go ahead and support, so we can continue, the visions continue. We still have a next phase of this impulse scalper. So once it basically calls the trade, our next phase is basically it calling a TP, EP and TP right at it. So that takes me and Paul up the equation, but that costs that's like a couple extra thousand, and then we have to wait through the phases. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you give us about 2 to 3 more months. I'm telling you, 2 to 3 more months. This is going to be a full blown out thing where you get a call and it tells you bam, bam, bam. You don't even have to worry about nothing. It's going to hit. You leverage right, you get in, you make money, you knocked out one day from your spreadsheet. That's how powerful this is going to be. So yeah, this is going to be key. So it takes time, it takes a lot of money, but the next phase is actually adding entries and TPs automatically. And we like everything we tell you we're going to do. We actually come out and we produce. So we told you guys we would add more pairs than GJ. We had a lot of those requests. We added 8 pairs, and there's more pairs we can possibly add, but we want to just stick with this, So once you have access to this impulse scalper, you should be consistently daily making profits. All right. So I'm excited. I am truly excited, folks. I'm telling you, I am excited, especially for the month of May. So get ready, get ready, get ready. Anything else before we sign off?
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
Just want to say that.
Go ahead. Who's that, Robert?
Yes, yeah. Can't wait to meet you guys in Fort Lauderdale.
Hello.
Okay. Are we? Should I be disregarding that spreadsheet right now? Because you went over.
We'll go over the spreadsheet tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
We'll go over the spreadsheet tomorrow. Once we go over, we'll do the impulse and the spreadsheet tomorrow, and then we'll do impulse tomorrow along with the impulse. Along with the impulse signals from the impulse scalper, and then we'll do the spreadsheet. And then we'll do the spreadsheet on Thursday along with consolidations and line crossings on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? I think we're about to sign off. If you have a question, unmute yourself. If not, I will see you guys mañana.
So I just want to say before I get off, I'm excited to be meeting you in Fort Lauderdale and going to your training. I'm in Vero Beach, so I'll be driving about 3 hours to get there.
Oh,
but
wow,
I
nice.
know it'll be all worth it. This morning I got up to get on Dr. K's training, and she was having difficulty getting onto the video. So I just kind of went onto GJ and just kind of looked at the chart, and based on what you were saying with making sure, like, if you're going to put a buy, make sure there's 70 pips going straight. And I put in a few trades and got about 4 different profits from that one trade. So
Okay.
I'm excited. I'm just really excited about all this. I have no idea about anything, but just from the little bit I'm catching on, I was able to do something on my own without anyone giving me a trade or a sell to put in.
Awesome. And that's what it's about. You basically, when you can personally go and make money, because remember the market is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Nobody's stopping you from making money. You can go, once you learn the skill, you can go in any time. I'm telling you, like, it's going to be a game changer. Trust me. So just continue to plug in, continue to learn. Remember, Daisy Duncan, always a student. I might not have watched the whole academy, but I know that statement. Always a student, but yeah, just keep on learning, keep on asking questions. You ask a lot of questions. That's good. That means you came on to get something out of me, and that's what you want. You don't want to be the quiet person on here that still have questions and not asking it. You want to try to clear your mind and get as much as you can from me. All right. So good stuff. All right.
Absolutely. Thank you. You guys have a good night.
You too. All right, guys. Have a great night. Make sure blow up social media. #Impulse Scalper. and you can tag me in it. All right, hashtag Impulse Scalper and tag me in there. All right, you guys have a great night.